All right, Random Radio, Joe G, drinking some soda here. All right, we have been discussing the Harvard professor, Professor Gates, who has accused the police officers. Oh, he was locked out of his house and he got arrested for disorderly conduct, basically accusing the police officers that came to check out the situation after the neighbor called the cops to see whether he said it was a racially, the police officers were racially charged. He said this was a racial incident. The president commented on it. He's getting flack from it from people in the African American community, quote unquote. That's what the news would call them, or black people, quote unquote. And we were talking about a debate that I saw on CNN. I only caught a few minutes of it, but one of the things that struck me was somebody saying that that racism was a conditioned response, that we were conditioned to be racist, or that we are conditioned to have certain prejudice. Now, we're all guilty of prejudice. When we size somebody up, when we first see them, that's prejudice. When we date somebody, or when we first meet a lady, we size them up. We decide whether they're smart or they're dumb, or if they're hot, we're going by our Johnson. Or ladies out there, when you look at a guy, you immediately make assumptions about them in your head, which is it's an instinctual response, but it's also a conditioned response. We have the instinct to size people up because we got to know whether we want to talk to these people, whether we want to trust them. That's how friendships are made, getting to know perfect strangers. But very rarely do we go up and we talk to everybody. You don't go in a room and immediately talk to everybody that's in the room. And that's just that's a survival technique or a survival mechanism, and we're all guilty of it. And it can be a good thing, but it could also be a very, very bad thing. And police officers are accused of quote unquote racial profiling. Now, what is racial profiling? That's thinking that certain people commit certain crimes, and to a certain degree, law enforcement officials, it's part of that innate response. It's not something you can prove. You can't prove racism unless somebody says, I hate N's. I hate damn niggers. I hate them, god damn it. Actually, we could look at people trying to combat racism in such a way. Dave Chappelle in that skit about the irony of the black white supremacist. He was trying to combat racism in a humorous way. I could do that, or I could just get bluntly right down. If it's a conditioned response, if what they're saying is true, that we are conditioned to be prejudiced, then we can learn to change that. I believe that racism stems out of ignorance. That we are well, not so much racism, but any sort of prejudice stems out of ignorance. We innately hate what we don't know about. We don't trust who we don't know. And we don't like who we don't understand. Is that correct, Mr. Satchmo?
Yeah, I agree, Mr. Joey G. And I think...
Okay, all right, that's enough, buddy. All right. I'm trying to make a little joke out of it. I'm trying to, well, mostly because I'd like to have this conversation with a room of people, an open conversation with people of different cultures, sexes, religions, sort of like an open forum, but I can't. It's just me right now, right here. But I'm trying to shed light on this because I think we need to shed light on this problem in America. Yes, we elected a black president. A great step for Americans towards a harmony or a unity as a country. But we are still divided. Whether we are divided behind closed doors or out in public, there has been many troubling things that have been going on. From from that douchebag who shot the security officer, and I'm gonna call him a douchebag because he was a complete and utter racist who shot the security officer at the Holocaust Memorial Museum, to this happening. Whether that was a racially charged incident or an instance of racial profiling, in my opinion, in the end, it doesn't really matter. I look for the good that can come out of this situation, and the good is we need to have this discussion. We need to have an open discussion of these prejudices so we can understand what we don't. Because to me, the definition of prejudice, the definition of racism is ignorance. And knowledge and an open discussion and understanding of other people is the only weapon that we have against ignorance, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if I'm wrong, you can hit me up. Random Radio 7 on the AOL Instant Messenger. Whatever. Get in touch with me. Who's a douchebag? He shot Jews. He didn't even shoot a Jew. Wait. Why? Huh? Somebody IM'd me already. Yeah, he's a douchebag. He shot a Jew. Not even a Jew. He shot a guy who was a security officer opening the door for him. You shoot somebody who opens the door for you. I'm sorry, but you're a douchebag. You know what I mean? Questions, comments? I'm doing a Dennis D-Rock asked me, WTF are you doing? I'm doing a segment, man. With the Satchmo.
Hello there.
I've lost my mind. I've drank a whole bottle of soda, and I'm going off talking about racism because I think that I'm actually doing something for society. While I'm playing hip hop in the background, talking about racism. What do you think about D-Rock? What do you think about that situation, man? What do you think about the Cambridge professor who got arrested? Whether that was a racially charged incident or not. What do you think about what do you think? Do you think America is still racist underneath its skin? Behind closed doors, you think there's still closet racists out there and people who are prejudiced? Is it a fact? That's the question I want to know. I think it is. I think we are still racist and that we are still prejudiced against other people. And you know what? I don't like it, honestly. I think it's one of those things that holds us back. It's one of those things that's counterproductive. I also, on the same token, I think that affirmative action is outdated. Affirmative action does not, it promotes reverse racism, and it promotes racism. It promotes white people to hate black people. You should be, get a job based on your merits and not based on the color of your skin. That's promoting people to hate each other. Because if you have, again, I know this example has been made time and time again, if you have two people equally qualified or, going for the same job, dick. I'm a dick. Whatever. If you have two people, answer my question. D-Rock, answer my question. If you have two people going for the job, okay? They're equally qualified. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Equal education. I don't even know how to answer that question. What do you mean no one can hear me? I'm recording. Can you hear me? D-Rock, can you hear me? I'm recording. What? The music's too loud? Is it better now? No, man, the music was like here. This is me. I gotta re-record the whole damn segment? Ay, maron! I wish I had some cigarettes. My goodness. And by the way, I like stereotypical humor. I think it's funny. Just getting Dave Chappelle, freaking hilarious. I did